I got an incredible referral to a guy named Tony Saginario from Dane, Alexander. And this is what I did whenever I called Tony. Hey, Tony, this is Dave. And you and I actually haven't had a chance to meet yet, man. So if you're trying to put a face and name together real quick, it's probably not going to work. But, man, I heard, we don't know each other yet, but I heard that Dane Alexander's filet steak, the way he cooks a filet, is about 5 times better than the way you do it. Is that right? Y'all, I am in. I am calling on Tony to work with him, but when I start it that way, I am completely in. So in this training, we're going to talk about the perfect three-dimensional name, the perfect 3D name. First of all, what a three-dimensional name is. It's a name, it's a fact, and it's a story. That's what it is. So you collect this criteria when you are asking for referrals. So whenever I was sitting with Dane Alexander, owner of Alexander Automotive, and he told me about Tony Saginario, that is one of the best leaders in all of Yellow Book USA, he said, you know what, Dave? I asked him, what is the craziest thing that you know about Tony, Dane? And what is the coolest thing you know about him? What is the funnest thing you guys have done lately? And that's when he told me about the filet steaks and how they actually compete and how his is that much better than his. So now, as a top producing salesperson, when I get that referral, I put that right on display right away when I'm making that phone call. This makes everything so much more fun, y'all. You make this three-dimensional name so perfect and so brilliant when you have that little incredible golden nugget to use. You actually have more fun. You have more fun when you're asking for referrals. Whenever you ask somebody for a referral and you're like, you know what? I got to get that crazy little fact so that I can make this a perfect three-dimensional name. I got to get that crazy little fact about them. You will be excited to be, okay, cool. Once you get your 4 or 5 names, what is the craziest thing you know about Sarah? What is the funnest thing you know about Amanda? You just go right down that list. And it's also fun whenever you're calling your prospect too. How do you think that phone call went with Tony whenever I started it that way? It went amazing. He goes, oh, no. You kidding me? I can take that guy's steaks all the time. My marinade this. He told me about his family marinade that had been this family for 50 years and how we did this and how they compete and their families hang out. For about 4 or 5 minutes, we were talking about that. And then naturally, it was just, Tony, let me tell you what I'm doing, man, what I did with Dane and why he wanted us to connect. Do I have an appointment with him? I'm telling you, it's going to be an awesome one whenever we finally get together. Of course I do. So many examples on this three-dimensional name. You use this collected information in your first conversation, and it gets you results. It moves everything right along. And what is so great about this, whenever you're using that name with that powerful story, they hear that name that you use. So naturally, I'm talking with Tony. He hears Dane Alexander. Check. He's going to see the picture that I've created for him, right? So he sees the filet steaks and see how they sat on their back porch and would compete. And then he immediately felt comfortable with me. So everything disappeared whenever I used that perfect three-dimensional name. In the story, you know what the story did? It actually brought me that much closer to Tony. It brought me that much closer to meeting with his team. How can you use this? Who can you ask? Anytime you're getting referrals, y'all, how can you make that three-dimensional name come so much to life with that new prospect that you're calling on? When you get those referrals, you make that a perfect three-dimensional name with those incredible facts, incredible stories. The one question is, what is the craziest thing that you know about this person? Or what is the funnest thing that you guys have done in a long time? That becomes that solid fact to make it to where they hear it, they see the picture, and they instantly feel comfortable with you, and you will set some incredible appointments. You'll also create some awesome momentum in your life. Go out, find those perfect three-dimensional names, use them with those new prospects, and start making some more money, team. Thanks for listening. Go out and rock it this week. Boom!